Hello everyone and welcome to Subwaysim Hamburg. This is a brand new metro simulator that will be releasing on Tuesday the 16th of May next week. A massive thank you to Eversoft and Nuvla for providing me an early access key to the game. This is my first look, so join me as we take our first look at Subwaysim Hamburg, featuring the U-Bahn line U3, i.e. the U3, which is a circular line over ground, so we get to experience the beautiful scenery of Hamburg in northern Germany with the DT5 Type train. Without further ado, let's get into it. So basically what we are going to do today is let's start off with a timetable mode. We will be starting at Barmbek, and we shall be going towards Vansbeck Gartenstadt. We will be driving the 670417. The departure time is okay. Actually, this is way too early in the morning. Let me choose one that's a bit later so we can actually see the stuff, so it's not really dark. For our first look, I think it's nice to actually get to appreciate the scenery. So this one looks good. So it's a DT5. The weather is sunny, and yeah, let's go. We can change the weather if we want. Let's leave it to sunny for now. Let's just use the DT5 for now, and let's go. Cool. So this is a game that is built on the Unreal Engine 5. So I guess in legacy of other simulators, Aerosoft has been affiliated with, like the Boss by TML Studios. There's also, I guess, not an Aerosoft one, but Train Sim World 3. There's also Tram Sim. So today you are moin moin. Basically meaning hello. It's a form of hello, and it's kind of German dialect. Today you are driving a regular Hochbahn metro service. Make sure to stop at the front of each station platform and let your passengers enter and leave the train. Make sure to always operate within the speed limits and do not cross any red signals. You'll find information on the current speed limit and the next signal in the bottom right corner of the screen. Good luck. Okay, where's my mouse? Cool. So this is the train, and the other thing is actually I've just realized that I probably should have chosen a tutorial because I don't actually know the controls of this game. But here is our train. We are here at Hauptbahn, so we're going towards Hauptbahnhof Süd. We shall hop into the train. We shall close the door because that's always a good shout. So in order to close the door, you do have to keep pressing E. Okay, cool. Now, seeing that sorry, my mouse is... yeah, sorry, that was being a bit annoying. Okay, cool. F1 helps. So, let's see. A, accelerate. D, brake. E, exit. So 1 is first person view, 2 is third person view. Num 7, release the doors. Num 9, release doors. Force open. Okay, cool. Now, how do I start this up, or is this up and ready? So, okay, that's moving. Now, do I need to, that's what I'm thinking. Do I need to, let people onto this train here? I think I do. So, we will let people onto the train. And, so we can show the cursor. We can force, we can release the doors here. No, why are they not opening? Okay, that's, yeah. So I don't think anyone is getting on there. I have released all the doors, and yep, so look, no one's getting on. That's fine, you know, that is their prerogative. Now we shall close all the doors. Yep, so no one's getting on. So we are good to go. So away we go. Now I presume I have this in simple mode. So this is just a first look video. This is kind of me just exploring the game. I will have more videos of this game naturally, and then actually let me just play around with the settings, because first I think if we go to graphics, let's just see what epic. Yeah, so yeah, the PC here is what's the word? It's quite loud, the fan. I don't think it's got the best cooling system. Okay, cool. Okay, we are above the speed limit, so let's go down to neutral. Now, obviously, I presume you can get rid of these I presume you can get rid of these overlays here. So, you know, if you're more advanced, you can do that. So here we are. 40 kilometers an hour. I presume we can go faster. Oh, so the guys just tell me the speed we are going at. Now here's our station, so let's slow down. We will probably end up being very late for this. Now bear in mind, this is my first time actually driving this, so I'm not actually sure when you need to start slowing down. Probably should have done a tutorial. Actually, why am I slowing down all the way here? It's fine, it's fine. We've released the doors on this side. Why is nobody getting on our train? Okay, well, look, if they do not want to get on, they do not want to get on. That is their prerogative entirely. Release doors on the left hand side. Do I need to set up a route? Probably not. Oh, there's a red signal, so I must wait here anyway. I cannot move until this signal turns green. And that obviously makes sense. So as you can see here, also stuff is interactable with. We can use the horn. There's announcements. And there's exterior announcements. We have a red signal here, so now who knows how long that is going to take. So, okay. Interesting times indeed. And what does this say? Haltestellenliste. So this is basically the stop list. So we have Barmbek, Saarlandstraße, Kellinghusenstraße, Schlump, St. Pauli, Baumwall, Rathaus, Berliner Tor, Munzburg, Barmbach und Wandsbek, Gartenstadt. So, at the moment, we are in Saarlandstraße, and we are waiting for a green signal. When shall I get a green signal? I do not know. Let's try this. Let's close all our doors. And there is nobody getting on. And there you can see us driving this. So now we pull up to the top, make contact with the signal, maybe that is the issue. And then hopefully it will give us the green light. In this case, the green light works quite well. Yeah, I've changed the CPU on this PC. The only thing is, I don't think the fan is the greatest. It's quite loud. Worryingly loud. So yeah. Let's go to controls and see what the story is. Can I contact the signaler? Okay. Keep old. Settings. Quite interesting. Okay, why is the red signal? Yeah, I know. I see it's a red signal. It's saying a malfunction. What happens if I run a red signal? I presume the thing will just stop. So. This is the thing. There must be a button here to contact the signal. This is to contact the signaler. But none of these buttons are clickable. So I really just have to wait for this to work. Okay, the tab door is open. But then... Okay. So it's interesting, in order to interact with something, you kind of have to press and hold. So maybe I have to press and hold this to open the doors. Okay. I think there is an issue with the right doors. The right doors aren't fully closed. Oh no, that is just telling me to close the right doors. Or that's just telling me to close the doors. Cool. So the doors are closed. So let's see if there's anything on this side I can do to get the signal going. So as you can see at the moment there is no cold start, because you can't put stuff into the key holder thingy, which is okay. For now I guess, what can you do? Okay, maybe this will turn to use key. Why is this still red? Interesting. Interesting indeed. Seeing I can't contact the signaler, and I don't really see a reason for this being red. Let's just see what happens if I go past the signal, because, well, I don't know when it's going to turn green. Okay, so let's restart this. So there was something not quite right there. Not sure what it was, but yeah, it's just a bit like Train Sim World 2. Coming soon, new, expert mode. We're not an expert, so let's not do that. Let's do a timetable. Bambeck, start from Bambeck. Do the same jazz. No, this one's too late. Let's do, let's just do this one. And then, yeah. Attempt 2. Cool. Okay, so. Be great if this. Yeah, grand. So we shall just wait for this to load. And there we go. Okay. It'd be nice if my mouse showed up. Sorry, this is just gone out of full screen. There we go. Cool. We're in the train. So let's open the doors first of all. The doors are open. Now, if the doors are open, that should be signaling, but it's not. So, oh yeah, sorry, the one thing to mention is this is a early access build. So this is not the final release version. There are a few bugs to bear in mind. So yes, do bear in mind this is obviously not reflective of the final product. I'll make sure to include that in the description. So, you know, I guess that's just something to be conscious of. Should have flagged it earlier on. So once this is fully released, it should be all good. Now, unfortunately, I actually won't be able to make videos about a week after this is fully released because I'll be away during that time. But luckily, I've got an early access so I can create some content for you guys in that beforehand. Now, die nächste Station ist Sandstraße. Now, it's interesting that they're so close together when this is meant to be a 46-minute journey. So I presume at some point there's just a long... There is a long journey forward. When I say that, I mean just like a large section where there's no train stations in between. But yeah, this has been in development, I think, for a while now. It was first announced last year during the Aerosoft Nexim event. Oh yeah, stop here, stop here, stop here, stop here. So now the signal is green. So now I just want to make sure that signal stays green. I've opened the doors. Nobody is getting on. So we shall close the doors and we shall head off. Oh. Perfect. It's all good now. Okay, so maybe it's because I was a bit too late there beforehand, so that's why there was a red signal. So yeah, make sure you're punctual, folks. But yeah, so far as we can see, the graphics are quite good. This kind of reminds me of the Metro that's in Metro Simulator. I think obviously potentially cold starts will be coming soon. So as you saw, their scenarios aren't quite ready yet. So you know there are still a few stuff that needs ironing out. It sounds, you know, it sounds quite good, the train. Like the sound seems to be decent enough. Yeah, I just had my volume on quite low, so I wasn't actually hearing things. But you know, the graphics, I mean, pretty much what you expect from the Unreal Engine 5. So you know, in terms of minimum requirements, in order to be able to run this game, pretty much you'll the minimum requirements actually do seem quite high compared to, I guess, other Unreal Engine 5 games. They're definitely higher than those of Subwaysim and the Bus. So yeah, you do want to have a fairly beefy graphics card and CPU. But pretty much, I guess, a good guide is if you can run other Unreal Engine 5 games, then you should be fine with this. But yeah, definitely, I'd say it is on the more demanding side of things. Now I'm gonna overshoot this. Shoot. Yeah. So I don't know. It should be. It's grand. It's well past where it should be. Is that telling me to wait? Vartan. So here we are. Is it a? Oh, that looks like a Hamburger King ad. But I was like, why would there be a Burger King ad? So I think perhaps just not yet. I think potentially that, what's the word? That basically passengers aren't getting on just yet. This is a very early access build, so you know that's just something to bear in mind. But yeah, I don't think it's you're able to kind of I don't think passengers boarding just yet. So, but yeah, I guess this little computer screen tells us all we need to know, when we need to, like, you know, go, when we need to wait, so that's quite handy. There's announcements, which is always nice. It's nice to see that there is announcements going on. The cab is, I mean, I know this is based off the real life product, but the cab is kind of strange in the sense that, like, the speed gauge is very small compared to everything else. I find, like, driving these things in real life, I don't know, I feel like the speedo should be a bit bigger, the speedometer should be a bit bigger. So I don't know what this means. 80 kilometers an hour in. Oh, so this tells you when the speed limit changes. Then why is the speed limit change as I approach the station? Oh, okay. The wheel simulation is quite good. Now, I wanted to get a picture there, but a screenshot there, but that didn't quite work. But yeah, it sounds decent. Oh, this thing is very nippy taking off. Yeah, not doing this too much justice the way we're driving it at the moment. Cool, so here we are at Hamburg. As you can see, it's nice to have a subway sim that's all elevated, because a lot of times obviously it's underground, which is okay, that's just all fine, but you know, it kind of gets boring if you're just underground all the whole time because you're not really seeing much, and allows us in this case with Metro Simulator, whereas this is all overground, which is nice because it's much nicer to be able to see stuff actually overground. It's quite cool, like you get all the scenery of Hamburg. And it's nice it's a different German city. I know usually Berlin gets overrepresented a lot, whereas here it's Hamburg. Although I know Hamburg was also an option to as a Hero DLC. Take a look there. Now I haven't actually been to Hamburg myself, so I wonder how accurate it is, but you know, it does seem to have quite a bit of detail. As you can see here, there's many traffic, which is always nice. Although now a lot of the simulators just seem to go to the Unreal Engine 5. But nice to have a simulator like Omsi 2 that kind of just goes and it uses its own engine. I think, because I think the Unreal Engine 5 does have some limitations. And yeah. Oh, this is looking nice. Okay, keep this at neutral, and then this platform seems shorter than normal. We're approaching. Now, why has the destination changed on that? Is the question. So this is a shorter train, so you know I don't need to be going all the way up. It's just down to me. Yeah, so people aren't getting on. I have opened the door, so I think this is just probably a temporary thing until the game is finally, you know, in the finalized version. Now, I have a green signal. I hope we're not going to end up crashing into that train that has just left. There's AI trains, so that's working already, which is good. Okay, yes, we are going on a different track, which is reassuring. So we're above the speed limit here. So yeah, with the red indicates you're above the speed limit. That's if you're using the noob HUDs like I am. speed limit is 80. Oh yeah, shows you when the green signal is. So it's a bit like Train Sim World 3, you know, graphic wise kind of the same. Not too far off. Oh. Okay, so you see there was a car under the water, so obviously there's some things that need, you know, fleshing out and I guess polishing up. But you know, there's still this being recorded on what day is today? It's the Wednesday before this gets released. So oh yeah, the 10th of May. Oh look, okay, now they are getting on. Okay, so maybe they're waiting for different trains before. Not sure why this is the first time people are getting on. Let's take a look at the inside the cab actually. So this is inside the train. Can I open this? Oh yeah, cool. Now I should not be hanging about here too long because obviously we need to keep to our schedule. So that closes. So yeah, that's kind of cool. The cab's not as segregated as other places, like you can fully see behind the train. I mean, as compared to other trains. Let's close them quickly. I love that there's a fast and a slow close. You think realistically there should be a fast close, because if it's a slow close, then you might get people like trying to slide in a little bit more dangerous. Although fast close could also be quite dangerous. So, but yes, I guess interesting nonetheless that there's both a fast and slow option. But you look at the like, you know, just look at the level of detail of the city. There's birds flying as well. That's a nice feature. This is really a small train. Kind of reminds me of like the rolling stock in the US, New York. I haven't been there, but you know, seeing it from movies and all that. Like, doesn't seem like the newest rolling stock out there from the outside. I guess just like the grey and like the kind of design is kind of a bit like old style. But actually inside it's obviously quite new, and I guess the front's kind of more modern, but like the sides don't look that modern. It's just an observation, I guess. So I think basically the U-Dry has different variants, and basically this is one of them, because on the map on the game on the Steam store page it shows it like a circle, so presumably there's different branches of the U-Dry, a bit like, you know, how the different branches of the Northern Line in London on the tube. So I guess it's the same thing here, which obviously is good because then you get different variety of routes. Now I am not sure where I'm meant to be stopping. Maybe I should be using a bigger train. Right side, left side. So number 7. And then to close all doors is number 5. Now I'm not sure if number 5 does the fast or slow close, but sure, not really my problem. I think we should be able to pull off. I'm good to go. I have a feeling like this mode obviously is kind of like gamesy mode, in the sense that, you know, if I put this at full speed, it doesn't seem to have an issue like pulling off like altogether. Like I put it at full speed at the start, but I don't know. And obviously you can't cold start it yet. But I guess when Tramsim came out, it was the same story. It was a bit in terms of like functionality, was more on the basic side, but I presume cold starts will be added in time. Obviously this is still very early access. I guess this is just a way to kind of get creators accustomed to the game. And you know, obviously, you know, in the last week especially, it's always a big time for developers. They are basically you know, working quite a lot on the game, I guess, so there is that to bear in mind. So yeah, there is our colleague. So the top speed of this is 100 kilometers an hour, and the speed limit is going to be going down soon. And now hopefully we don't overshoot this, but we might, because we were going very fast. Yeah, we were going way too fast. Don't do that. So there's an underground section, which is a nice change of scenery, I guess. Yep, so that wasn't ideal. But yeah, I did want to go to the top speed. I was quite curious. So yeah, now we have to wait. So we shall. I wonder if you can reverse these. Presume not. Close the doors. Yeah, it says wait, but you know what? Let's just go. Because I am conscious of the fact that this is an old, by the time this is released, there'll be updated versions. So obviously, many people probably will be watching the more updated versions. So therefore, there isn't much point in me, focusing too much on doing this one properly. That's a very short distance between the stations. I love the way I thought I was going to overshoot this, and then we end up. That's fine. Someone is getting off. So I thought this was all overground, but no. As you can see clearly, there's an underground section here. Yeah, I'm sorry. We are not waiting. Away we go. Yeah. So we are running early. But yeah, Barton means wait. So I guess having German knowledge would help with your immersion experience in this game. Why does it look like that's on fire? It looks like, things are on fire there. So I think this is the overground section soon. Now obviously, not having the local knowledge going this fast, we have no idea when the next station is, but sure, let's see if we can get... Oh no, there's the next station. Slow. Not a good idea. I had a feeling that would happen, but the temptation was just there and we could not resist. So, there you have it. But yeah, 100 kilometers an hour, I don't think there's that much of a gap between stations to be able to do that, although further down the line there might be. I think we're all good here. And away we go. But yeah, I guess in terms of like impressions of the game, I guess it's kind of what I expected. I would say in terms of completeness, as of the current build, maybe the future, the final release build will be a bit better. But it's kind of, I guess, tram sim, like when tram sim was released at the start. In terms of graphics, is kind of what you expect there. In terms of like level of detail, the model obviously visually it seems fine. The sound seems decent enough. The scene is quite good. So yeah, I mean, I think it is kind of like it's like tram sim just for this like subway sim. We just found the red signal, did we? Oh no, that's a red signal for that train. Phew, that's good there. I wonder if there is a depot included with this. I read through briefly there to the information section, but so I guess one of the things that will probably need this is modding, because I think obviously after a while having this will kind of get boring. This seems to be inspired, like just doing the same route might get a bit tedious. This seems to be kind of, I guess, like with Tram Sim, seems to be inspired off Train Simulator, Train Sim World. So you have, your scenarios, you have your timetable mode, and then the hardcore mode, I guess, is just it's kind of like the timetable mode. If you're really professional feeling. That chip has a tattoo there. I think in the simulator used to be people with tattoos, so I guess there you go, bit of diversity. Not the biggest tattoo I've had myself, but sure, it's a free world. And basically, no, what was I saying before I started talking about the random AI person with the tattoo? Yeah, so basically in terms of replayability, I think the modding would be nice, but I think with a lot of these games that are built on the Unreal Engine 5, the modding tools seem to be kind of a secondary thought. Oh, this is nice. So I think we are approaching the center. Here we are starting to see some like landmarks. There are a few landmarks along the route to look out for. So I think now we are approaching the port. So this is Landungsbrücken, which basically means Landungs. Not really sure exactly the meaning of that. That's the wrong one. Open the right door, but it's basically like Brücken is a bridge. This is a nice picture. Look at this. So there's the harbor. I know Hamburg is kind of it's a coastal city. It's also a port city, so it has a quite big port. It's quite an important sea route. I wonder if any of this is along the opposite 2 line. Why did I just open? I just realized it opened the left doors. Like the opposite 2 Hamburg line, so, you know. Look at that. Yeah, now this is the interesting part. So, the board looks quite nice. It's nice to be seeing that. Look at all those ships. So, yeah, I mean, the level of detail is great. I think the AI, the roads do seem a bit empty. And I think definitely there needs to be people walking around, because at the moment it does feel a bit. Hamburg is looking a bit dead, in the sense that, there isn't really many people walking about. There isn't much happening. It's very quiet, and it kind of feels odd. But, oh, slow it down there. Like, even the stations, like, there's barely anyone at the stations. But again, maybe once this is fully released, there will be more people at the stations. Why am I, sorry, I don't know why for a second I released the brake there. Nope, that's the wrong one. I'm so used to just opening the left doors, it's just like become muscle memory. Just open the left doors, just open the left doors. No, it's the right doors this time. Then when the T shows up, it's just like close. Cool. And away we go. And yeah, it's the thing is also like this compared to other cities, other games, like obviously look at the level of like 3D-ness and like depth of the city. Like it's a lot more. There's a lot more detail. I think like in terms of the dimensions, it's kind of more expansive. So it's just nice. Kind of feels more. I don't say more alive, because at the same time the fact that the roads are empty and there's no people walking about kind of makes the city seem a bit dead. But seems decent. I think there is still a bit of optimization that needs to be done. I'm yet to see how I feel about Unreal Engine 5 simulators, because I feel like they aren't. Oh shoot! Okay, we're gonna end up running this red signal, unfortunately. Oh, that was very close. That was very lucky. But yeah, basically the thing is, I feel okay, cool. But yeah, I feel that when you're moving the Unreal Engine 4, or the Unreal Engine 5 now that it is, because now everything looks decent. But when we're moving, unless I need to change my setting, because this is an issue I find across a lot of games, like with the bus and tram sim, is things kind of start to become a bit like some of the textures kind of lost, things kind of mush into one. This is only an issue for Train Sim World 3. I think it's less pronounced in Train Sim World 3, but even still, I think that I think you can always tell it's an Unreal Engine 5 game, because I guess at the end of the day, like the graphics realistically kind of seem fairly similar in a lot of these games. Like when you compare them, a lot of these simulators, and now a lot of the simulators that we've been trying out, the bus, tram sim, this are all been on the Unreal Engine 5, and they have all kind of just given a similar vibe. And there's a red signal soon enough. But that being said, like the Unreal Engine 5 is fairly solid in the sense that you can kind of know what you're expecting, and but yeah, I think definitely there's still some optimization to be done. Like it's not performing too badly, but still some left to be desired, I guess. We are running this on an i5 940 with an RTX 260 and 16GB of DDR4 RAM. So in case you are wondering, if you want to kind of see how you would run this game, I guess a useful website is Games Debate, although this is more of a indie game, so sometimes they don't really have as much of an accuracy for these indie games. Okay, so I need to wait, but I have a green signal. So I think people were getting on and off because the doors weren't closing. But yeah, it will be interesting to see the future development of this game. But oh sorry, also the price. So this is going to be at €36, although if you buy it within the first week of its release, so between the 16th of May and the 23rd of May, you can get it for a discounted price, so 15% discount. So you can, I guess, just do the maths and figure out what kind of discount that is. But yes, there is a discount available, so which is always good, because Now the prices of games have gone up. I know, like, they used to be 30 €, but now Trade Sim World 3s, you know, DLCs are 35 €, which I think is a bit ridiculous. Chomp Sim, I guess Chomp Sim was the first one to kind of inflate the prices. This is the same price as Chomp Sim was released, so it's a little like Chomp Sim in many respects. But if you get it earlier, you get a discount for it. You know, so I guess it's kind of like the price you'd expect realistically for a simulator. Now that being said, you know, it's kind of approaching the price of, like, you know, more AAA games. I guess like Microsoft Flight Simulator and GTA 5 when it was released. But yeah, there you go. I guess obviously a smaller studio, but you know, in terms of, like, I guess the basics, like, you know, it has everything. Like, the graphics are superb. The cab is pretty much what you expect. Let's say the graphics, I mean the modeling. It's the Unreal Engine 5, so like with the Unreal Engine 5, we always kind of knew how the graphics would look. Sounds pretty decent. I think there's obviously some stuff that is finishing out. You know, it's not a bad start. Like, you know, if this is something you're interested in, it's definitely one of the more interesting subway simulators out there. It's nice to have a mixture of both underground and overground. So yeah, that's kind of that. I am interested to know what you folks think. Do let me know what you think of this. Now, I don't know why the Lenien's plan was showing us all these stations. Sorry, I actually just remembered that. Oh no, I did. It was all in this video. I didn't stop recording. I am probably breaking this a bit too harshly, but sure, it's fine. So the doors are open. I thought I opened the doors, but clearly I didn't open the doors there because they were ready to get on. Yeah, not very full. I presume more people will be added in time, maybe, or maybe it's just the settings. But like automatically the settings are at automatic. Like at the fullest for this, so you would think it'd have the fullest amount of people. So far, it doesn't seem to change. It doesn't seem to change. The people are at the station. So we will see, I guess. Also, do you want to try this out in rain? I've always said the Unreal Engine looks better in rain, at least for simulators, than it does with sun. That's just my personal opinion.
Berliner Tor. Übergang zur U2, U4, S1 und S21. Ausstieg links.
Yeah, it's nice also, you can kind of see the gradients, like, I guess because when it's on the ground you don't always notice the gradients, but here you can kind of notice them, and like there's a bit of light coming in, so it's not just driving like, I guess, a pitch dark tunnel, pitch black tunnel. Okay. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's a subway simulator, and it pretty much does what it says on the tin. Information. Derzeit keine Echtzeitinformation verfügbar. So basically, at the moment, there is no actual real time available. Oddly enough. So I am meant to be waiting there. As you can see, we are running a bit early. But yeah, folks, I think I'm going to leave this video here because this is the very early build, and I think I've kind of said all there is to say. At some point, I will make a video of the full route, probably, you know, wait there for it to be updated, or might just do it later on today. But yeah, that's kind of the first look of Subwaysim later. So at the moment, I guess if you guys remember what Tram Sim was like when it was released, I think it's at that level currently. You know, it is decent. The AI humans actually look quite good. So that's something to actually think. it's better than what Charm Sim was when it was first released. I mean, the humans do look quite detailed, more detailed than before, and there doesn't seem to be many glitches. Okay, there's a bit of a glitch there. I think just in terms of like the level of controls, so you know, there does not seem to be a cold start currently, although maybe that will happen by the time this is released. But yeah, we will leave it here. We'll make another video of that because I'm conscious it's already 40 minutes, so I don't want to make this video too long. And yes, then we'll create another one where there's no commentary, I guess, maybe, or maybe there's commentary and then it's just the full route. Put in some rain because I like the rain. We'll do another one where it's like a night time, and yeah, we'll play around with it. But yeah, that's it so far. Looking forward to this. Looking forward to seeing the updates. Again, if you're planning to get this, I'd probably get it in the first week. I think obviously it's better to get it at a discount, especially considering the level of replayability. Otherwise, you know, €36. You know, it is an inflation environment, so I guess we have to kind of everything is going up in prices. That's just the way. I guess this is what you call the inflation spiral. But yeah, I will leave that to another. This is a whole other discussion, which is not quite relevant to this. So that's it for now, folks. Let me know what you think about this game. Are you excited for it? And yes, see you soon. Bye for now.